Hello, hello. How are you?
I been better. I was just saying my back has been killing me today. I had a session with Anna
Hmm.
and a human astrology Anna yesterday,
Yeah.
and she explains it was so much about me, and for some reason I think that has to do with why I feel my back is hurting today.
Well, it's interesting you say that. I literally just pulled up the chart of the moment on
Yeah.
astro.com. You can do that. And the sun is at 3 degrees and 10 minutes of Virgo, and Saturn's at 3 degrees and 2 minutes of Pisces. So we've got a sun opposition Saturn at this exact moment. In
Mm,
sign of health, Virgo, physical, right? Physical health and well-being, Virgo, and then Saturn in Pisces Saturn is hard work and also the body, right?
mm,
And
yeah.
then Pisces is healing, feeling, rest, letting yourself cleanse through a lot of that stagnant energy. So what are you holding in
Mm.
your back?
I'm not so sure, but I don't know, but I feel like it's responsibilities. But there's two things. Like I saw in my human design chart that I have a split definition. Like I don't really know so much about this yet, but I'm starting
Right.
to learn
There.
just tiny bits. So I have a split definition, and and also my chart is like I have two centers. It's not one. I have like two offices instead of one office in my body, she
That makes
explained.
sense. Okay.
That
Yep.
makes sense because other like health health people have been telling me that I am divided up. It's like my legs, like from my waist down, is cut off from the rest of my body. And that makes so much sense with what she
Oh,
said.
what she said with your human design. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, I
yes.
love
And
that.
yeah, so I'm now like I am like, okay, it's not a coincidence that in my human design chart it's like that too. And I've had a lot of issues with like I thought I had endometriosis a couple of years ago,
Yep.
but it was not that. But I there's something going on in my lower part of my body, and my legs are like um yeah, it's like they're not really part of me or something. So and it's my lower back that I have
Like the
an issue with
signal
right
doesn't
now.
get
So
through.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's not really connecting. It's not
Yeah.
really connecting.
So did she
Uh,
give you suggestions on how to work on that connection or work to make that connection?
no, we didn't get like it was because we
Didn't get
talked
that
for
far?
an hour and a half, but it was so much. So we're gonna have another talk soon. Uh, but it was so I just made this connection after and about my back and stuff. But yeah, so that's what's going on with me. How are you?
Oh, yep.
Oh yeah.
it I don't know if I've no, I do know. I don't fully see my life the way other people do because I'm in it, right? You don't see the chaos when you live in chaos. It's just your normal, right? And it's only when I start explaining to other people what I have going on that and the list goes for like 45 minutes and then I start to go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where we're at right now. We're at that 45-minute list. It's just
Mm,
unbelievable. We are um moving forward with a really big transition in our life with purchasing a new business, and that's happening, and it's exciting and it's big and it's a big responsibility. It's a big part of the community. So we are, gearing up for what that looks like and what that means for our family with Philip becoming the head chef and taking over, that kind of role and working a lot of hours again outside the home again, which is definitely not our end goal, right? Our end goal is
mm,
not to have him be gone 50 hours a week. I do understand that's going to have to happen for a little while we get it established, but like I don't want to go back to full-time mommy. I did that game and it broke me the last time. Like broke me
mm.
real bad. and physically, mentally, emotionally, hormonally, everything, right? You talk about your low back and I instantly go, ooh, like
Mm.
I just shared a memory on Facebook that was a hard picture, and it
I
was me laying
saw
on a
it.
yoga mat
Yeah.
in right by my goats and stuff. And it's a memory that is really hard because at that time I was essentially partially paralyzed. I could not do anything except stand up or lay down. Like that was it. I could not twist, I could not bend, I could not lift anything. I couldn't lift my babies, I couldn't do farm work, I couldn't garden, I couldn't dance. Like my life was falling apart fast because my lumbar discs, 4 out of 5 of them, were like 90% degenerated from my years of vaccine injury I had at 12, and then all of the shit that happened after that. My body's inability to process certain things, and we'll do a whole show on that. But this memory was triggered, and I sat there for a moment just looking at this and putting myself on that yoga mat, and I just tears started rolling down my face. And I have so much compassion for that mom now, and you know the struggles I went through then. And I know if I did do full-time mommy again now, it would be different because the kids are older and whatnot, but it still would be really, really hard on me. That's not who I'm meant to be. I'm not supposed to be 90 hours a week in my kitchen, you know, slaving over food, helping kids homeschool. Like that's not, no, I got Aquarius, Venus in the 10th house.
Yeah.
I got Uranus in the
So
6th house. I can't be that one thing, right? I have to have lots of different activities. So Philip and I are looking at what this means for us and this big shift we're experiencing. And, you know, he's rocking his chart, Pluto on his MC for I think it's the 5th time. It's going to
fifth and
station.
last?
Yeah, it's going to station
Yeah.
direct on his MC, 27 degrees cap, and then go forward and go away now. But at the same time, he's also having Uranus on his rising sign.
Oh,
Like
just incoming? Like it just got there or?
it just went past. So it's 1 degree past.
Okay.
So he's having this huge, like, he has to completely change everything, everything. And
Yeah.
thank goodness I know astrology. And I'm over here going, okay, we can roll with this. We can roll with this. It's okay. Transition, rebirth, growth, renewal. Ooh, it's going to get dark first though, right? Like there
Yeah.
has to be the implosion before the rising energy.
Mm.
And we're in the kind of the implosion stage in our
Yeah.
like home life and the routine and the kids and all that. And we're starting to really recognize with this new business, we have until October 4th on closing day to get like our heads wrapped around what this is really going to look like for us on the daily. And I'm excited. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So,
Because
our job, go ahead.
like I assume that, I mean, it feels like you might be a little scared, yeah, that
Oh
the
yeah.
same thing is going to happen with your health
Oh
that
yeah.
did last time when you had so many things going on. And I mean, I know you have so much, and it's even like sometimes I catch myself remembering that you have a tiny, tiny baby also,
Yeah.
because you're so active. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's also a tiny baby involved.
And I'm 4 months postpartum. Like I have to
Yes.
constantly remind
Mm.
myself, Laura, this you're not going to get this time back. Enjoy this little thing, right? So when I'm struggling with all of the bigness of my life and all of the things I have going on, and I just launched the Cosmic Mama Collective. Shameless plug here. It's
Amazing.
active.
No.
You can join the membership. We'll put the link in the show notes. My online membership community where we do all things astrology and parenting and reparenting and self-care. So that is live and it is up and it is going. And I think I have most of the kinks worked out on the back end. I'm sure there'll be some, but it's been a really heavy work and a hard, consistent job to put forth creating this online community space and creating the marketing and the sales pages. And oh my God, a lot of stuff. And when I'm not doing that, and I'm with the baby or with the toddler or with the teens or, you know, preteens, I try to really be
Mm.
right. Whatever I'm doing, I try to do that really well. If I'm at a
Yeah.
soccer game, I am at a soccer game well. right?
Yeah.
If I'm
Yeah.
nursing a baby, I really try to nurse a baby and admire him and put the phone down and just be with him.
Mm.
So I think that's how I'm getting through, is just moment by moment surrender, which is what my solar return chart is all about. 12th house, everything. Surrender, surrender, surrender,
Yes.
surrender,
Yeah.
surrender. And I'm doing it, but
Yeah.
it's a heavy load over here right now. So our solution is to Philip find a apprentice that he can train right away so that he is not slave to a kitchen, right? And I
Yeah.
find an apprentice slash nanny person to help, whether that's a family member or somebody we pay or whatever. I don't know. But we're both on task with like manifest these people so that
Mm.
we can both have like a second in command to help
Yeah.
with our respective, children, childcare, homeschool, whatever, and business, farm, whatever. So
Yeah. Wow. It's very much like launching energy for you
incredible
and for
amount,
your whole family. Yeah.
everything. I feel like
Mm.
all I'm doing is like, which is so funny. I'm in the middle of a Sagittarius progressed moon. And
Oh, yeah.
for
Adventure
me, I
time.
kept thinking Sagittarius was about fun and learning and all of that. And I'm like, and foreign languages and all, maybe foreign spaces. That's the stuff I think about when I think of Sagittarius. But if you really think about Sagittarius and you really give that firework metaphor a good go, it's launching.
Mm.
It's launching.
Yeah. And it's because the sign is also like an archer.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
the
Shooting
pulling
things out.
back of the
Mm.
bow. You never see the bow like just sitting there with the arrow next to it. It's always the bow is
Yeah.
cocked and
Yeah.
ready. The energy is ready to
Yes.
ting.
Yeah.
And I feel like I am like a professional archer right now. And I'm like the girl in Brave where I'm just like, right. Elliot will be so proud of those sound effects. I have to say.
I am too.
He's been my teacher for 14 years on sound effects. So I'm starting to create conscious awareness around what
Yeah.
Sagittarius progressed moon really looks like for me. It's going to look different for everybody. But
Mm.
for me, it's like, oh, I launched my new career. I launched a book. I published books, a whole bunch of books. I launched a baby.
Yeah, you launched a baby.
I launched a baby.
Yeah.
Which that baby is ultimately the thing that launched me into a whole new realm of spirituality. So I
Mm.
launched into that and, becoming a psychic medium thing. I don't quite label myself that yet, but clearly it's there.
Yes.
So, and now
That's
launching,
so interesting. How is that? Have you, so you mean that like, first of all, I feel like we haven't really spoken in weeks.
I know. Why does it feel like that?
I don't know, because we have met, but I think the energy has been like with every time we met, it's been like, okay, let's meet and we have this plan and we're gonna talk about this, you know? And usually sometimes we have like we talk for an hour before we hit record, or we talk an hour after,
Right.
but I feel like it's been like a
Haven't done
very
that.
it's been so busy, like the vibe and the energy, and it's just
It was
felt,
Leo season. It
yeah,
was Leo season.
it was
And
Leo season,
you
but
are a Leo sun, and Leo for me is in the bottom of my chart, third and fourth house. So
yeah.
it's really busy in my family world, in my
Mm.
home life. And I don't even leave the farm. Like I go for 5-6 days without leaving the farm, like not even exiting my driveway.
Yeah,
It's like I get really big at
yeah,
home. And
yeah,
now we're entering Virgo. So now we can like get more analytical about the 3 weeks, 4 weeks,
yeah,
Sat and Leo.
yeah, yeah, yes. I'm actually happy to be, uh yeah, I feel like Leo season was not like the typical what I would think first, like, ooh, I'm gonna, have a lot of fun and like be extravagant, like mingle and see people and like go out dancing and all of
Right.
those things. That wasn't my Leo season this year. It was more like
There.
it was about, I think it was very, very much more internal for me this year. It was a lot going on inside, a lot of thinking about the ego, which is Leo. Uh, I think I also have a lot of 12th house stuff this solar return. So maybe that's why. But I feel like it's been a very like sort of like under the surface Leo season, and a lot of things going on and working itself out here. But I'm happy to be sort of a little bit leaving that
Right?
cocoon.
I felt it shift the
Yeah.
day we the day the sun, well, I showed you the chart, but our business stuff that's going through happened the day the sun moved into Virgo and Mercury went retrograde in Virgo.
Yeah.
And I just found that, like, of course, right? Like, it
Yeah.
just made so much sense. My brain was like, of course we had to wait for that energy because things had been getting drawn out. And I was like, of course we had to wait for that energy. Like, that just makes sense. So, this
Mm.
is, again, my year is surrender to what is, because clearly spirit has a lot more control of the wheel than we think.
Oh yes.
Right? There's that Carrie Underwood. I don't know if you, I don't listen to country much or anything, but she has a song years old. It's called Jesus Take the Wheel.
Yeah.
And it's like where she's like talking about a lady driving and she hits ice or something. And she just like lets go of the wheel and is like, I can't, right? Jesus, take the wheel. And I'm like, that's, I feel like that all the time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Whoever, Jesus, Buddha, whoever what wants to take it,
Yeah.
you clearly know more than me.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I got nothing. But I'm enjoying the shift, and this Mercury retrograde is perfect for us to go back and talk about, hey,
Mm.
what have we been missing? And you messaged me
Mm.
at the same time I messaged you and said, let's just do a chit chat today.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I was lying here, like really, because we were supposed to record an episode today about the transits of September, but we just recorded like an episode about, everything happening for the rest of the year, and I was feeling that I just really didn't want to talk about it. Like I was really bored looking at the transits, and because we've done that a lot lately, and I was thinking like, oh damn, why do I have to be so inconsistent? Why can't I keep with like a schedule? But I was just like, fuck, I'm over it. I'm over
Yep, yep.
looking at the
We're
transit for
done
the
with the
future.
schedule. We did so much good scheduling for like quite a few weeks. We were really
Yeah,
good with the schedule.
yeah,
And then no. But I just pulled up your solar return chart.
yeah,
Uranus is at 22 degrees Taurus and your MC is at 22 degrees Taurus.
yeah, yeah,
So we should
yeah,
expect a lot more of these random spontaneous podcasts.
yeah.
Sudden change of
Yes,
plans.
yes,
Oh,
and I
we were going
feel
to
like,
record this. Now we're going to
yeah,
do this.
but it's amazing because I knew that I could say that to you, and you would be like, yeah, let's do whatever, because you're so flexible, and I
Yeah,
think that's a strength that we have together, that we change.
I
We,
agree.
I mean, this podcast is not going to be ever the same for
No,
like,
no,
it will keep just changing, and I love that. I think that's amazing because otherwise it gets boring for us, and if it
it
gets boring for
does.
us, then I think it gets boring for everyone.
Well, and that's the thing. If I'm bored, I feel like with my all of my air signs, I
Mm.
get bored really fast, really
Yes,
fast.
I
And
have
if
Venus in
I'm getting
Gemini.
right,
Yeah,
and if I'm getting bored, we have to shift it. Like we just have to.
yeah,
It
yeah.
because I know that everyone else behind me is going to start to get bored, right? Like all the other
Mm.
people listening and watching and tuning in, they need that spontaneity because that's why they like us.
Yeah,
At least I hope so.
at least I hope so. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of people that like us, we need to give a
Oh,
massive shout
guess
out to
your
Cassandra.
friend.
Cassandra in Washington. She is a client of mine that I met through Tassin. I got to mention Tassin. There's a whole series of people here. And I'm just loving this internet connection I have with people and this weird Venus in Aquarius I have. I love all of my internet friends. It's so much fun to work one on one with people and yet stay in my home.
Yeah, that's
And
a
I'm so
dream.
thankful to Cassandra. I met her through a program that I did. My friend Tassin Smith has a program called Becoming You, and it is all about discovering who you're meant to be. And she worked in my astrology readings. And so I do 30-minute readings called A Glimpse into You. And it's helping people just get a taste of what their birth chart is so that they can understand their own energies better. And I met Cassandra through her, and I did several follow-up readings and worked with her mother, and Cassandra just bought us a ton of tea. Like, we are going to be drinking tea
Yes.
ever, which is how we are financially supporting this show. Otherwise, that comes out of our pockets. So we are so thankful for the donation, Cassandra. Shout out to you.
Thanks, Cassandra. I was so happy when you wrote me that. It's really truly amazing. Thank you so much, Cassandra, for believing in us.
Right? Oh,
Yeah,
it just feels,
that's so
it
good.
feel, I can't even tell you how grateful I feel that people
Yeah.
would want to listen to us. There's so much content
Mm,
to consume on the internet. So
mm,
much. I mean, between podcasts and audiobooks and TV streaming things, and for people to find our little corner of the universal web, like,
mm.
that's so fun.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
it is.
So thank you
Oh,
so much. If anyone else wants to support us or join the Cosmic Mama Collective, we would love to have you be part of it, and just jump on our astrology bandwagon and play with us, because
mm,
that's what we love to do, is play.
yeah,
It's a
it
thing.
is. It's like, yeah. And with this human design insight now,
Yeah, tell
also,
me more.
it's,
Tell me more.
oh my goodness,
What
it
was the
was
biggest takeaway you got?
um that I really, really need to fill my cup. It's not just something that I feel, and I burn out easily.
Yeah.
The thing, yeah, I I've been feeling it, but I don't want to tell people because in my head I'm thinking, no, people do way more stuff than me. No, 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 it can't be. No, I'll just keep going, you know.
Yep.
But I feel burnt out, and like I know I can tell because my memory gets worse. That's
Yep.
like the signal. My
Okay.
memory gets bad.
That's your symptom.
That's my symptom, and like because I can't keep focused, and I get up late, and I get late for things, and you know it just becomes a bad what's it called, like everything
Cycle.
just like
Yeah, bad
a bad cycle.
cycle. Yep.
And I'm in one now. I have been for a few weeks, maybe longer actually.
Okay.
And I was like, you're burnt out. I'm like, yeah, I guess I am. I've been thinking it, but didn't want to say it because I felt like, I felt weak, you know,
Right.
like I can't be. I don't have any kids. I have a full-time job and a bunch of like hobbies. I
Oh,
get burnt out.
interesting. Hold on, hold on. So you think because you don't have kids, you can't be burnt out?
Yeah. Because people
Who,
have like, look at you,
who
you have
put that in?
so
Who put
much
that
to
in your
do.
head? I want to know who put that in your head. Where did you get that programming from?
Um, I don't think actually, I'm not so sure anyone put that in my head. I think I did. Uh,
That was a
because I
self-induced
just compare
thing.
myself to people. Yeah,
Oh, is
and
that
I
interesting?
feel like, yeah, people are doing so much, and why, and I have a lot of friends who have kids, and I always feel bad telling anyone that I'm tired, because if you have kids, then I know you're so tired. Well, you must be. And I don't know, I just feel like, who might complain to someone who has a kid?
Interesting.
Hmm.
That sounds like a worthiness issue. Like, you don't feel worthy of being
Oh
tired.
my God, that's we talked about that yesterday a lot too, but my
That's
like
like, you really,
worthiness.
it's a self-worth thing. Like, I'm not
Mm,
worthy of feeling tired. I'm not doing enough to feel tired, right? This enoughness.
yeah.
Where's Chiron this year for you in your solar return? He's right in the middle of the 8th house. Guess what you get to
Oh,
transform this year? You get to let
wow.
that shit go, because that's bullshit, right? That's
Mm,
everybody, every human on this planet. I don't care if you've procreated or not. You have every right to be tired,
mm,
to be exhausted, because there's so many cycles of our life, right? You just turned 35, right? And you're in the middle of a decade. You just entered the middle of your decade. You're
mm.
taking the lessons from your late 20s, early 30s. You're learning to integrate them and apply them and become wise. That sounds exhausting. on
Yeah.
a number on a whole on a really deep level. That sounds exhausting, right? It's not necessarily an outer tiredness, right? This is an inner spiritual work tiredness. This is a healing energy tiredness that you're feeling.
It
And
is. Oh, it's so you're saying like the same things that Anna said yesterday. I feel like,
I love
yeah,
it. For those of
yeah,
you interested in checking out Anna's episode, that's episode 34. We did. It's called Human Design, Astrology, and Beyonce Energy.
yeah.
So,
And we have to have her back on the show soon.
oh, we will for sure.
She's amazing.
Again, that one has to flow, right? The energy has to flow and come together, and it just will come together. So now that you've
Yeah,
put it out there, I'm
it
sure
will.
she'll be
It
back.
will. Yeah, but it
But
was a
yeah,
lot of realizations yesterday. But the biggest one was that she actually acknowledged that I do need to fill my cup, and it felt really good for someone else to see
mm,
it. And
mm,
because, like I said, I've been feeling it, but I didn't really want to like. I'm like,
yep,
yeah, but it's not true. It can't be true. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's true. And I've been feeling it this whole time. So why can't I just trust myself without having anyone else tell me? But anyway, now I had someone else tell me, and that is my biggest thing. I need this alone time so much. I need the alone time. I need to fill my cup because that's also when I do feel the most in contact with with spirit, with nature, with the universe. Like if I'm alone and I have a bath or I do something a little bit ritualistic to myself,
yep,
I'm very like I pick up energies and I'm super like in another world. But it takes for me to calm down my nervous system to do
yes,
that.
yep.
I don't. I actually have I think that my intuition is not really turned on in like the everyday life so much. At least I don't listen to it. It's like I'm up, I'm like and I have to
You
get
do.
there. And I don't do that thing so
Well,
often.
and this year, your solar return, I got your solar return chart in front of my face. Your Neps, I'm watching as you're talking, I'm watching your
Yeah.
chart. Neptune is in the seventh house for you. And you're, what you're saying is really energetics of like requiring help, requiring a partner to assist you with this knowledge, right?
Mm.
So you just did a reading with Anna, that's partnership. You're talking with me, that's partnership. You've got your partner at home, right? So utilizing that one-on-one support to help you maintain these rituals, these, prayers, these mantras, meditations, things that you need, you need, right? So lean on a partner to help you stay accountable, right? I can text you and be like, hey, did you do your thing? Right? Like
Yeah.
all you have to do
Yeah.
is ask for that support, right?
Mm.
And then planet series for you, your self-care planet is in Libra in the second house in your solar return chart.
Mm.
So your home is going to be where you need to be, right? Or
Mm.
the park right outside your home, or in your bathtub, whatever. But that foundational stuff, and it's in Libra, so you're finding harmony, you're finding peace, you're really trying to get some balance, some equality between outer life and inner world.
Mm.
And you might need a partner for that too. You might need some partner support there too.
Yeah.
Like you may need your partner to say, hey, go do your thing, I got this, I'll
Yeah.
make dinner, right?
Yeah.
But ask for that support or that butt kicking once in a while to keep
Yeah.
you on
Yeah.
task. That's your
Oh,
assignment
it's
for
so
the
good.
year.
All of this information. Yeah. Yeah. It's so good. And another thing that was a big key that she told me yesterday was that um oh, I lost it. See, my brain is like super fleeting, but also Neptune is like opposite Mercury right now, making a T-square to my
Yes.
Saturn and Uranus.
Yeah. Yeah. But
um,
this year your Mercury is in the 12th house as well. So
yeah, so it's not really helping me.
nope,
But
it's not.
I mean, it's helping me in some ways, but not.
It's
Uh,
helping you connect with your spiritual needs and
yeah,
your healing, but it's not helping you with speaking to people in the outside world.
no, yeah, that's another thing. Like, yeah, she also mentioned the theme of like my inner self. It's my human design shows also that it's a lot about my inner world, and I'm a projector.
You're
So,
a
oh yeah,
projector.
this was the thing I was going to say. I'm a projector, and so because I mentioned that in conversation to others, it's like I haven't really. I have some kind of communication baggage from like ancestors and past life and stuff,
Yep.
and so my communication is somewhat unclear, or like it triggers something with the other. And she said, well, it's because you're a projector, you're projecting the other person's energy, and that's why it makes so much sense, because I can
That
feel
makes
so
sense.
different talking to different people, and sometimes I act or like I say things on an energetical level I that was not me, and then I walk away from the conversation not feeling good, because it's like, oh, that was
Why did
not
I do
nice,
that?
that
Why
was
did I
not
say
me.
that?
Yeah, why
Yeah.
did I say it in that way? And it's because I'm always like projecting. I'm just a big mirror.
Yeah. That's interesting. Which is probably why you and I behave this way on the podcast, but you're probably a completely different person at work
I
versus
am.
with your partner versus with your family, right? Like
Mm,
you're that's what makes you shift, but probably why this podcast works so well for us.
yeah. But also you have some kind of like a link
I
that
do.
I'm missing.
I
That
have the
56
head to
something.
throat link. I have it works real well.
Yeah. But there was, this was another one. It was like some intestinal things that from the heart to the spleen, I think.
Yep.
Both you and Anna have this, and I don't have it.
Okay.
So that's why I feel very much more like myself when I'm around
Because
people
it
with that link.
turns that on. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. It makes the whole, like the human design. I don't know if the people listening have seen a human design chart. It's for me, it was like when I looked at an astrology chart for the first time. It's
Overwhelming.
overwhelming. And
Yeah.
what what is all of this? But it's like basically you can see a person and like a lot of like lines going from
There's
different.
shapes. There's like a
Yeah,
triangle and a square and a triangle and a square. It's almost like little kids, those threading games where you have like a triangle piece of wood and there's holes in it and the kid threads a lace through it, right? It looks like that. But instead
yeah,
of holes, there's numbers, and these numbers connect to other shapes and they represent the different chakras centers in the body. It's
yeah,
fascinating. I don't know very much about human design, but the little bit I do know, it's like astrology where I'm like, "Oh, I want
yeah.
more. Oh, I
Yes,
want more."
yes.
But
It's
my
amazing.
son Elliot, both my boys are projectors, and Elliot has is missing like the head to throat thing, but I have it. So him and I, when we get together, it works really, really well because he has something I don't, I have something he doesn't, and we just
Yeah,
like it's like the puzzle pieces fit.
yeah. It's like
And it
communicating your
works.
ideas, like going from the
Yes.
head down to the throat. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. So he wants to write a bunch of books, but for him, it's not that it's not going to work on his own, and we would never like predict that. We just know it would be incredibly difficult for him to do it on his own.
mm,
And it makes sense with his astrology chart, his human design chart, and then when I work with him, it's like someone finally steps on the gas. Right? It's like he's in the car with the car on and he wants to go, but he can't hit the gas. And then
mm.
get in and we drive. It works.
Yes, but yeah, yeah. So you have that thing that is missing, and then
Yeah.
yeah, when you get together, it flows.
Yes.
That's what it looks like in the human design chart when the lines are like go all the way. It flows,
It's cool.
and you want to flow. That's what
You
you
want to
want.
flow. You want to
Yeah.
flow. So I have a thing that helps you flow, I'm guessing.
Yeah, yeah. Both actually, you and Anna have the same thing.
Which makes
That
sense because her and I, when we get together, there's some
yeah.
flow.
And are you a manifesting
Gen-
generator?
uh, yep.
Manifesting generator. What
Which
do you
is
know about that?
so manifesting generators are half manifestors and half generators. So we can start something and we can get it going, but our ability to finish shit is like
Oh.
non-existent. Which is
Hmm.
why I always look like I have so much going, but people don't see that I'm delegating the end result to other
Yeah,
people. I put the fruit in the ground and my kids are out picking it right now.
yeah, yeah,
I get the thing, I bring the thing here. I get the thing going, and then I go, here you go. Which is why my husband and all three of my girls are generators. I need batteries for the go juice. And then both of my boys are projectors. I like to think them, Anna said, they're like the orchestra leader, right? They lead the band. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I got one leader on the front end and one leader on the back end. Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah. To lead the flock.
So I always look like I have a lot going on. But one thing Anna says is she has to be careful with comparison, because if you compare a projector to a manifesting generator and their ability to do stuff, it's like asking a fish to swim up a tree. It
I
doesn't.
just read this that she wrote that. Yeah. Yeah.
It
Exactly.
doesn't work, right? You can't do that. We are two very different people. And when projectors need rest, they need rest. Like they need more rest than most of us, actually. I'm kind of like the Energizer Bunny. I go and go and go until my battery dies, take the battery out, put new one in, and I go again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you need a lot more consistent rest throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your month.
And this is what I have not allowed myself. And I don't know, I feel like it's the Capricorn in me that has all of that guilt and responsibility. That's like, who am I to rest?
Okay.
You know?
So let's think on this. How many Capricorn people or people with Capricorn placements, are tuning in? I don't know. But if you love a Capricorn, you have to help them with this. They will push themselves and they do not feel worthy of fill in the blank, X, Y, and Z, right? Picking berries with my mom 2 nights ago, and she does not, same thing. She's going through a massive transition, major Capricorn mom, and she does not feel worthy of her own life. Her 10 healthy grandbabies, her traveling with her husband, she doesn't feel worthy of her entire life. Like that's a theme with you guys. It is a big theme I see frequently, and I'm not looking for it. I just see it. So if you love a Capricorn, man, hug them and tell them they are worthy of whatever, right? Fill in that blank. You are worthy of rest. You are worthy of love. Whatever it is.
But a good thing about the projector, we have to wait for permission. Well, like we have to wait, we're the waiting ones for the invitation, not permission, invitation. At first I was like, why? I don't want to wait. Why do I have to wait? But it makes so much sense in my past, seeing like when I initiate stuff, it doesn't really go so well. But when I'm invited to things, that really flows. And she said, what to do while you wait.
Yep.
That's when I rest.
That's the resting. That's the resting and that's the way you manifest. It's not that projectors and other people who aren't manifestors or manifesting generators can't manifest. It's just that you manifest differently. Yeah. And yours happens in the waiting, in the resting.
Yeah.
In the human being.
Yeah, in the human being.
You get to be a human being.
Yes. Yeah.
Not the human doing. Let me do that.
Yes, you're the human doing.
You do the human being. And then when we come visit over there, you can help me to be a being.
Yeah.
Which is what my little projector baby, who's 4 months old, is helping me with. When it's time to rest, Mama, we sit and we nurse and we rest. And you drink your water and you do your breathing. When it's time to work, you work, right? Like he's teaching me this. And he's 4 months old. I didn't learn it so much the first time around.
But I mean, I guess, that's the wisdom that comes with having, that's 5.
Basketball team. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So I love this conversation because I think there's so many little nuggets of realization in here for you, and not just you, but everybody listening. Like, and even for me, man, being a manifesting generator is exhausting. And I don't feel it so much on the physical level. I feel it really mentally. That's where I feel like I'll look at Philip and I go, my brain is tired. And
Yeah.
then I sleep and I wake up and I'm like, bing, let's go. And I'm
Yeah.
like Tigger, right? I just keep going. And then when I'm done though, I'm really done and I can burn out really bad. Really, really
Mm.
bad. So I have to be mindful of that. And I'm learning from my projector people to rest. But it doesn't help if my projector people don't rest. So you have to do your job.
Yeah.
You have to rest.
Yeah, and I think now, like I've heard this before, and it came as a shock that I needed to rest. I'm like, I don't want to do that. But now, when I heard it again, and asking for the or like waiting for the invitation, and she also said, not only I don't have to only wait for the invitation. I can actually ask some questions, but the way I ask them, I can do that in a helpful way for myself. It's like if I
Right.
want something to happen, first of all, I can start asking the universe, or I can ask the people. If I want to initiate something, I can just ask. Like I have an idea. Would you like to hear about it sometime?
Yes.
Not to say, hey, you, I have an idea. La la la. That's not what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to maybe I can put a little like I can just put out there that there is an idea, but you
Sprinkle your
can
dust.
invite me. Yeah, you can invite me for the time and I will tell you about it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
also that's something a little bit more active and it feels good that because before I felt like I was just helpless. I just have to wait for the invitation. But now, that I can do something, but it just depends how you ask the questions, how you
Someone in my
formulate
head
these things.
said, you just got to filter into the algorithm. You you just like you're on social media and like how you'll be talking about something with a conversation with a friend and then the next day you'll get an ad for that thing coming up and you're like, "Oh my god, my phone
Mm,
is listening to me." Right? You've had this
mm,
happen, right?
yeah,
Everybody has
of
had this happen.
course. Yes.
And so you just got to like filter your ideas into the algorithm of their life so that then they do the ask, right? You just
Yeah.
sprinkle that in there
Yeah.
just
And
a
to
little bit
wait for the right moment.
and wait. And that's really, if you think about it, that's really how this podcast started.
Yeah, you asked me.
I did. I
Yeah.
did. And then you were like, all right, well, we were already meeting every week.
Yeah.
We had already like an easy conversation, easy flow. We knew what we were saying was interesting. And we thought, let's just record this and throw this on the internet and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I asked you and you just boom, there it went.
Yeah. I
Fell
wonder what if I would have asked you, oh my god, I fell.
into
I'm in my bed. It would have been very different because there's so many realizations with this. Like that's why it feels uncomfortable when I am the initiator, when I am the one to when I get like aggressive, not aggressive, but you know what I mean, like
I do.
very straightforward. But also I have Mars in the first house in Aries,
Yeah.
so it's like that balance.
But it is
I just need to
intercepted.
know when to use it.
It's intercepted, which means that's something you will
It's
learn
true. It's true.
as you grow and mature, right?
That's
It'll
why it's
it'll
uncomfortable.
develop over time.
Yeah.
It's not a lesson, it's not an energy that you just have easy access to. It's an energy that really takes time to develop through your maturity process. Those intercepted houses and planets are interesting like that.
Mm.
I've been playing more and more in that realm.
Yeah.
And I'm it's curious to me because your chart is so intriguing. It has 6 intercepted signs. Aquarius,
Yes.
Pisces, Aries, Leo, Virgo, and Libra are
Mm.
all intercepted, which is in the first
That's
and seventh houses, which is so intriguing because of where you
yeah.
live, and how far north you are and stuff. And it's your chart's just so intriguing. But
Mm.
it makes sense being a projector with your sun sign in Leo. You would think that would be like a me first, do this, right? Everybody look at me, you would think. But with it being in the 7th house, you automatically have another person involved. 7th house is always another person. There's
Yeah.
someone else. So that means whoever it is the one who's going to invite you to then show up in a big way. So you're
Yeah.
automatically in this partnership dance. And then, like I said, your Mars in Aries is there, yeah, in the first house, but it's totally intercepted. Like this,
Yeah.
It's like hidden in the closet in the back somewhere. And you got to dig out the shit out of your closet. And it's
Yeah.
a great Virgo season to do that. So go clean your closet out. Find your Mars.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so interesting. Like with this layer of human design, I'm having that thing again, like I had with astrology, like things are falling into place. And now
Love
I'm
that.
thinking like, oh, now I sort of know what to do with that first and seventh house. The first house is where that's sort of like the waiting room. That's where I'm just resting, where I'm with myself, I'm taking care of myself.
I
And
love
then when
that.
I get the invitation, I can be, that Leo. That's when I can use my creativity and like be more in the outer world.
Yes. Mm. Oh, that feels so good.
Yeah.
I love that. It's so fun keeping exploring and understanding yourself. I just had Anna do a human design reading with Elliot, my 14-year-old, and so him and I did one, and it was for me, but it was really for him to have someone else explain just some tips like that, right? Like waiting to be invited, but in the meantime, here's some things you can do while you're waiting for the invitation. And she helped him and me understand our relationship together just on a new level. And
Mm.
she said, Elliot, the best thing you can do with your mama is just inform her. She just wants to know what you're doing, what's going on. So if you're going to shift and go do this, or if you're going to rest because you're a projector and you need to rest, just tell her, Mama, I'm going to take 15 minutes and go, rest. And then she said, and then hold to that. Don't take an hour if you say 15 minutes, right? So
Mm.
there was some good tips and tricks in there. And that's the kind of shit I just love with astrology, human design, numerology, you name it. There's just helpful shit. It's just
It is. It's yeah, I don't know really, like I can't see what it would be like if I didn't have this.
right.
And I sort of don't want to. I mean, this was meant to be, I guess, that, I would seek out and you would seek out these sources of information and
Right.
knowledge. But
Right.
it's like it's so much, so it's hard to see, to understand that not everyone is doing this,
Right.
that there's so much to learn about
That
yourself.
they don't have this information. I feel
Mm.
sad. Like you need to know this. It's so
Yeah.
important and so helpful. Come learn it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I think this is why I feel so strongly pulled to the Cosmic Mama Collective creation. And really, I mean, of course, my sun and Mercury in the 11th house, like that makes sense. But I just really want to help others the way it has helped me so much.
Yeah.
Because I did have years where I didn't have this, right? There was years and years and years where I just was wondering, like, what is going on? Oh my God, what is happening? What's wrong with me? All of these things.
Mm.
And since discovering astrology, there's been so much acceptance. So much like, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. It's right there. Look right there. That thing. That's the
Yeah.
irritating thing.
And that you realize that, yeah, okay, that may be annoying, but it's also my strength. Like if you turn it around, the same energy that that can go through you and be an annoying energy can also, it's something that you can use in a really great way.
Yeah,
You just have to learn how to and when to use it.
for sure. For
And
sure.
that's not so easy. I mean, but
No,
it's a good start to see it and to learn that, okay, it's there, and now I just need to figure out how do I incorporate this.
I love discovering new things about myself and then surrendering to the work that I need to work through, right? Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, Saturn's in the 5th house. Here we go. Lots of karmic healing with kids. All
Mm.
right. Okay, I'm doing it. Look at me doing it. Woohoo. And I just surrender whenever parenting for me gets really hard, like really hard. I surrender and I'm like, yep. And this is my
Yeah.
mission. This is what I'm here for. Look at me doing it.
Mm. Yeah.
And parenting is hard. It really is, but I'm excited for this new transition we're going through because Helena, it's going to make me do a routine. It's going to make me. I have to have a schedule. And I kind of hate that. And I kind of really, really love it.
But you
Uh,
know, you can have a routine for a bit, and then I guess you can change your routine.
yeah,
So you always have a routine, but it might not be the same.
right.
Like that sort is very contradictory, but you know, you can have a routine for a couple of weeks and then you tweak it.
Always. In fact,
Yeah.
I know because we did classes at the YMCA for years and years, and their classes are 8 weeks long. And I always did really well until week 6 or 7. And
Okay. Okay.
then
So that's like the limit.
that's the
Yeah.
length. I'm like, oh, and now Elliot is doing high school soccer. Didn't see this coming at all. Totally threw us off. He was like, Mama, it surprised me too. My triple Taurus son, I did not see doing a sport, but he does have Mars and Venus conjunct each other at 1 and 2 degrees in Aries. So
Mm.
we got some fire in there. And then his
Yeah.
Leo rising really likes to be noticed. So he's liking the team aspect of this soccer thing, and he's loving the relationships he's building, right? So he joined high school soccer and he has had 2 games so far. And he loves the routine of the practices, but he does
Mm.
not necessarily love the physicality and the workout. But we do, because he comes home tired and he sleeps really well. But
That's
this
great.
goes until the middle of October, and he's got practices like 5 days a week. He's got a couple games a week, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
okay, Laura, we can do this. We can do this. We can do
You're a
this.
soccer mom now.
I'm a soccer mom, and I got to put like chairs and ponchos and umbrellas and shit in the van, keep it in there, and snackies in the back seat, right? Like, so it's nice though, because when I'm there, I don't bring work along. I just sit and I watch and I enjoy it.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
can imagine
enjoying
you
that.
really enjoying watching, you know,
Yeah.
a game of soccer.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It's fun.
I'm really liking it. And it's fun to see him growing so fast, man. Kids go from when they go from 12 to 14, like they just morph into a different being. It's so crazy. And he's got this deep voice and he's taller than me. And but yet he still likes to hug and snuggle. And I'm like, oh. So I'm enjoying this transition. And then next week, um, public school starts and he will be doing art. He'll be a band. He'll be staying for lunch and then art. And so he's going to be gone the middle of the day, 4 days a week. And Guinevere is doing public school band as well. And Gertie's doing online cello and guitar lessons.
Mm.
So basically the first half of my day, I'm doing mama. And then the second half, I'm doing online astrology and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking it should be okay. I hope I can do this. Someone in my head's like, I don't think we can do this.
You can do it.
I don't want to do this. I'm like, I know,
You don't want to. That's another thing.
I don't want to do this. This is too routine. This is too scheduled. We need freedom.
Oh, but right now also, I mean, with have you been feeling a lot of this soon is direct oh no, it was direct and as Mercury opposite to Neptune.
I feel like Neptune's been playing with me this year anyway. I had a Neptune square Neptune transit, and
Mm,
my mind was right in between that,
yeah.
sardined right in between those. So I feel like Neptune's been playing with me anyway. So I don't feel like I noticed this so much.
Okay.
And my Mercury's in Pisces natally.
Yeah.
So like I feel like all this Neptune Mercury and Neptune Pisces stuff doesn't
It doesn't bother you.
bother
No.
me. No, I'm used to swimming around anyway.
Yeah.
Not
That's good.
staying on task, flowing
Yeah.
wherever I need to be.
Mm.
So, but it is going to be nice for my stability to have something to function around, right? Like the kids have this, Philip has this. I will then jump all over the place like a hummingbird.
Mm. Yeah.
That'll be my routine. And that'll work because I can work in the car. I can do this at home. I can do this over here. So the flexibility I have is
Mm.
invaluable.
It is such a strength. That's amazing.
A little chaotic and psychotic sometimes, but oh
Oh, I can see your car like it's like I can imagine your car being like like a Batmobile or like something that just transforms, you know,
Right?
like it's full of kids and then it's like office.
It is. It is.
Mm.
You're not wrong. That it is all of that. And we have the glove compartment. I don't know what you call it in Sweden, but the thing in front of the passenger seat that folds down, right?
Sounds like
Nobody puts gloves in there, so I don't know why we call it that, but that is our like our traveling kitchen. We have like snacks and forks and spoons and napkins and wipies and ketchup packets. Like that's
such a good idea.
yeah, that's
That's
our travel.
amazing. The
Because you know
snack
how
department, not the glove department.
right? You know how often somebody's like, "Oh, I didn't eat," or "Oh, is there anything to eat?" Yep. So we will go grocery shopping and we get like bars and stuff, these grain-free bars that we use, and we just literally empty the package into the pantry of the van.
Perfect. The pantry, yeah.
The pantry. It's a van pantry, aka former glove compartment.
Yeah.
I love it. It was so nice to
Mm.
catch up with you today. It's been a long
Yeah,
time since we just
it
had
has been.
a chit chat, and I love how connected we are too. Like one of us will message something at the exact same time the other messages the exact same thing,
Mm.
just worded like a smidge differently.
Yeah, we're very um aligned.
Very aligned. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Makes things easy.
it does. It really
Mm.
does make things easy, and
Yeah.
especially when like, oh, we're supposed to do this, transit thing today, and my brain's like, that's too rigid. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I was feeling the exact same thing.
Stink face, right?
Really. Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
Like someone just farted, like, oh, right? Like I didn't
Mm.
want to do it. I didn't.
Transit. Ugh.
We needed to just chit chat about our lives because our lives are crazy. And you're
Yeah.
traveling soon.
I'm going to Greece on Monday in 2 days.
That's
That's in two
so.
days.
Do
Yeah.
you have? Because
Super
last time I
exciting.
talked to you, you had no plans. Like you were just going to Greece. Do you have
Yeah.
something?
Now we have plans. So
Okay.
we're gonna go to Athens and then we're gonna go to an island called Milos and spend 5 days there and then back to Athens.
And
So we'll
have you ever
spend like
been to Greece?
sorry?
Have you ever been to Greece?
I have, but I've been only like going straight to some of the bigger islands and always with my family.
Okay.
And I've never been to Athens and never to Milos. And it'd be so cool to see the old ruins in Athens and just oh, I'm just so excited to soak up the culture and the history and just the food and the sun and
Food.
and the ocean and just oh, I feel
That
there's
sounds.
a bit. It's so like I'm looking forward to this so much. You cannot believe it. And yeah.
It's been a while since
Mm.
you've traveled, yeah?
I have not traveled since before Corona.
Oh,
That's a
that's
long
must.
time.
Yeah, your Saturn and
Long freaking time.
Uranus and Sagittarius is just
No, I've it's not been good for me.
no,
Or maybe it
no.
has been good, I've learned to also stay in one place, but it hasn't been so much
I
fun.
mean, I guess technically, if we want to, we could say you've been traveling to Wisconsin weekly. So,
Yeah, exactly.
there's that,
Yeah. But I've
we
been
could look
really
at it that
missing
way.
that, like is being in other places and just experiencing
Yeah.
all of that. And with all like it was I just feel like it will I don't know, I feel like it's something very spiritual calling as well.
Yeah. I love that for you. I can't
Mm.
wait because you have definite transformation energy when you travel. Like that is part of who you are. Whenever you
Mm.
travel, there's like a big maturing shift that happens after you come
Yeah.
back. You don't come back the same person. So I'm so curious to
No.
see who you come back. I can't wait. This
Oh,
is exciting.
yes.
Well, good. You have safe
Yeah.
travels then. And yeah, we're gonna just keep on rocking our podcast. We're into year 2 now.
Yeah.
I love
I know.
that.
I love that too.
Look at us
It's
being all
amazing.
professional. 2-year podcast.
It's crazy. I
Crazy.
mean, it's not crazy, but it's amazing and we're amazing and so good.
This has been fun. This has been so
Yeah.
much fun. Well, I wish you all the best on your travels if I don't talk to you
Thank
before then.
you. Thanks.
Yeah, for
Maybe
those
we'll
that
speak from there.
I hope so. Maybe we'll
Hmm.
do a an on the road podcast.
Yeah.
Do a quickie there. So
Yeah.
awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And we'll put some links in the show notes for the Cosmic Mama Collective. And if you want to buy us a tea or a coffee and support the show financially, or if you want to comment, we'd love hearing from you. So chime in. And also, if you want to get a reading, you can get a reading from both Helena and I, private reading from the two astrologers. Go ahead and send us an email to book that. And yeah, we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Ram and Goat Astrology. You can support the show by buying us a coffee or a tea. Link in the show notes. Your financial support means the world to us. Join us next time.